Lord Turner, the Institute for New Economic Thinking has begun in this calendar year, and we'd like to get your perspective on its role and where it should be going. You inherited a tremendous amount of responsibility at a very important time in 2008 with the Financial Services Authority, and I guess we should start by asking, how did economists perform in the period leading up to and the eruption of the crisis?
Well, I think when you look at the financial crisis of 2008, you can describe a set of specific things that went wrong with the regulatory structure: inadequate supervision, poor use of credit rating agencies, bonuses paid for ludicrous risk-taking, unnecessary product development of exotic securitization structures, etc. But actually, you have to then step back and say, but why did all of that happen? And I think one of the reasons that happened was that we were in the grip of a steadily growing conventional wisdom of economics, which had taken from the neoclassical propositions of equilibrium economics and the efficient market theory and the rational expectations theory, a overly optimistic point of view that believed that provided you simply achieved low and stable inflation, and if you had free financial markets, everything would be fine. And I think this was a massive intellectual mistake which forgot or just ignored insights which were there back at the time of Keynes and had always been there in the totality of economics, but which got squeezed out, about the fundamental inherent tendency of markets to be subject to irrational herd effects or simply perfectly rational self-reinforcing cycle effects. I think the insights of Keynes, the insights of Hayek to different degrees, of Minsky, the insights which were in behavioral finance from people like Danny Kahneman were not part of the mainstream. And the mainstream did support, with highly mathematical sophistication, a conventional wisdom which I think caused harm. So I think you have to say that there was a failure of specific aspects of financial and central bank policy, a failure of specific aspects of financial regulation and the actions of regulators. But I think behind it there was an intellectual error. And as Keynes famously said, the world is driven by nothing much except ideas. Practical men who believe themselves entirely devoid of intellectual pretensions are actually driven by the ideas of some dead economist. And I think in this case they were driven by the ideas of alive economists, but I think we were led in the wrong direction.